retro-looking audio player with cool, modern technology. It makes listening to your favorite music, no matter what format it's on, an incredible experience. And yes, it is the holiday season. Let's get into it with a little Vince Guaraldi.
Here it comes.
And the Snoopy Gang, the Peanuts Gang. Janice Marie is here with me with our best find of the day. This is the Aviator Recordable 8-in-1 wooden music center. First of all, it's a beautiful looking piece of furniture. But more importantly, when you say 8-in-1, this is gonna play every format from their vinyl records to cassette tapes to the CDs to even what the new kids are listening to, Bluetooth. Digital download, Bluetooth from their iPods.
USB.
It's amazing.
You got your old mixtapes. It's time to go back in
You know,
time.
we launched this off at midnight, and it was so incredible to listen to all the phone calls that came in of people saying how they remembered their first album, their vinyl records that they've held on to, but they never held on to the record players.
Right.
So they've been collecting dust for all these years.
Sitting in a closet, sitting in a box, and you don't have that turntable, but now it's back. Vinyl is making such a huge resurgence these days, which makes it really exciting to kind of rediscover your music in a whole different way, because every one of us has those memories attached with that song that you think, oh, I remember the first boy I ever kissed to that music.
I'll tell that story, yeah.
Or when you met your husband, or that first dance at your wedding, and all of those have such emotional impact. And now you can listen to them on this beautiful, beautiful piece of wood furniture that really takes you back in time and brings back everything you love.
It's stunning. You know, we actually did this as a Today's Special Value back in July. More than 30,000 were sold. So if you had purchased one or you own one of these, I would love for you to give us a call and share your story about it, what it means to you to be able to play your favorite forms of music that you've been listening to for decades. I love it. Back then, though, we didn't have, I think, as good of an offer as we do now. So right now, we are looking at 6 easy payments of $31.16. We actually even reduced the shipping and handling because we knew you didn't like what it was back then. So your shipping and handling's a lot lower this time around. And again, that easy pay just makes this a great gift to give for that person, maybe your parents who are holding on to those Elvis vinyl records. For me, Billy Joel, Glass Houses, The Stranger, those still sit on vinyl at my parents' house. It'd be so great to play them. We have even a new color for you this time around. So let me show you the color choices, and then we're gonna have fun stepping back in memory lane and show you all the different things that you can do this right here. Starting off with the mahogany, beautiful color, by far the most popular.
This is a real popular one. And of course, all these details, so we'll go through those colors, but I'm gonna show you all this amazing detail on every single one of these.
And it's as easy as pressing a button to play whatever format you wanna do, including radio, FM, AM, and recording from these older formats onto CD, so you can now take your favorite music and albums into your car. All right, here are your other colors. Look at this black. Now this to me says for the guy out there who still loves his modern day electronics, this definitely has a feel to that with the black and a lot of that high shine of that silver there. Here is what we call the espresso. This was newer for us back in July, very deep, rich, dark brown. Here is the blonde oak, so if you have a little bit of that lighter cabinetry, that oak furniture.
Go with all that.
Definitely beautiful, and this has got to be my favorite, the brand new.
Isn't that fabulous?
Oh,
it's an antique white.
Oh, it's so cool though, because you still get a pop of that kind of the oak, you know, in the front face there. But so reminiscent of just the time when, think about it, you would sit, the family would sit around the radio, around the music, and that was your modern day social network, or your old-time social networking.
It was a family experience, and now it can be again, because you can play all sizes of your records. It's got a CD player and a CD recorder, so you can preserve those records. You'll never lose them. AM, FM radio, and I love that beautiful detail of that kind of antique brass finish on the front. All right, time to get out your old mixtapes, because you can actually play your cassette tapes as well. And then we're stepping, of course, right into this century with Bluetooth and USB, which you can record to a USB also on the CDs as well, and play them in your car or on your computer. It even has an auxiliary input in the front, so you can actually hardwire an iPod or some other device to it, and also RCA cables can go right in the back, and we're giving you those cables to make that happen.
So really, outside of an 8-track, right, tape,
yeah,
you can do everything else.
No 8-track tape. Yeah.
Which I love. But the sound quality there, because remember, you don't even have to hook up any speakers. The speakers, you have dual speakers here built in for a very rich sound. And when it comes to playing your old records and the vinyl, time and time again, you even hear brand new artists switching to vinyl, because there's something about hearing that needle, the depth and the honesty of the sound, the way the musicians recorded it, that makes it so cool. But again, it's taking you back to a time, whether you were a teenager listening to Elvis, or whether it was maybe somebody in your family that you've lost. And I know for you, Janice, with your dad, you're rediscovering so much about him because you got his old records and you're listening to him now.
Well, you know, I went back home. We had a family reunion, Stacey, over the July 4th weekend, and my father passed away when I was really young, and so I've kind of just had to discover him throughout life. I love photography, as many of you know, and I found some of his old cameras, and I thought, I didn't know my father loved photography so much. I always knew that he loved music, and music was something he and I shared together.
Oh.
And there's been this huge stack of these huge LPs, and even these 78s and 45s that I found. Well, I have 2 spindles worth of 45s. I'll tell you about that later. But I shipped back a whole box of these and brought them home. And I have been really rediscovering my father through his music. And what a special treasure these are. I mean, I spent the entire day today listening to the Mamas and the Papas because my father loved them.
Did he?
And so I was dancing around my house today. But look at these fabulous old records. These are treasures. And again, we have these in our attic. You have these in your closet somewhere, and maybe you got rid of that, something that you can play that on. But now my father loved jazz, and he loved the old big bands. So there's Stan Kenton and Les Brown and Benny Goodman here. And of course that Mamas and Papas that I was enjoying all day today. So what a cool way to rediscover my father, and just kind of take myself back to those memories that I have with him.
And how important for you, and how great to have that connection again, even though he's physically not here. To you emotionally, his spirit is
ever present for me. So, I mean, I was jamming around and I'm singing the Mamas and Papas all day today in my house, and I thought how amazing music is for all of us, that it has that ability to transport us back in time. And when you've got the Aviator that can play every form of music that you have, and it just has this beautiful feel to it. It's nostalgic in and of itself because it's such a gorgeous piece of furniture. It's just so special, and it made for a special day for me. And every time I turn it on, it takes me right back.
I just want to listen a little bit to the sound.
It's beautiful. Now, we're actually listening to FM right now. So I've tuned into
the radio.
The radio right now. We are listening to the music, to the record player here, which can play your 33s, your 78s, and your 45s. This is FM. In fact, I even turned it on the other day, and somehow I had it turned to some station that was playing an opera. And I'm not a big opera fan, but somehow this music pouring out of these speakers, an opera, I was just transfixed. I couldn't walk away. It was so beautiful.
It's really a rich sound. I'm hoping you can hear that.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I feel like I'm at the fancy department store that has the piano player, and I'm right there. I mean, it sounds like a live piano player right there. Beautiful. Show me more around, because the design's very cool, but I also love how this is very, very simple to use, especially because I'm thinking of our grandparents or older parents who do have a lot of these records, they've held on to them. And I would love to give this as a gift, but I also know that technology is kind of not their thing, so it's got to be simple.
Which is why this is so exciting. First of all, just the beauty of this as a piece of furniture, which is what they're going to love. But what you don't see is a lot of pieces, right? Because so many people to play their music today need a CD player, you would need a cassette player, you would need a computer to do your USB
and then all the cables to hook each component up.
So what's not here is any of that. There are 2 cables that come with it in case you want to connect, like I said, an iPod or some MP3 player to this. We're giving you the cables to make that happen. But otherwise, it's completely self-contained. And talk about simple. Look at this. All you're going to do is select on the front here what it is you want. So you've got your auxiliary, which means if you've got something plugged in, or this will also connect you to Bluetooth. And I'm going to show you that whether you're 7 or 70, you said maybe for parents or grandparents, your kids can love this too, or your grandkids when they come over can connect through Bluetooth and play their music here. We've got the phonograph, so all we have to do is tap this button, and that's when I can simply bring the needle, oops, I just dropped it on there, bring that needle right over, automatically starts playing. So simple and easy to do. If we wanted to play a CD, I'll take this back over.
Okay.
I'm doing it with my left hand, so I keep scratching that. I'm going to push CD here, and then all you have to do is push play right down here, and now you'll get CD music playing, and this is your CD. And
That's
speaking about record CDs, you can also record onto a CD as well. Let's see.
So my LP, I can put onto the CD.
You can put onto it.
Or the cassette tape, and we'll show you where that is. I can record onto a CD. That's amazing, because do you know how many cassette tapes I have of music that I can't find on a digital download? Electric Light Orchestra was one of my favorite bands growing up, and I still love them to today. I listen to the 70s channel on satellite radio all the time. And so I went to my Apple Music to download it. You can't find their original albums. They only have a live version, and it's not quite the same.
Right.
So to be able to take those old cassette tapes that I have, now put them on CDs so I can pop them into my car and listen to them whenever I want. I mean, that's so gratifying.
And you can record them either onto a CD, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute, or onto a USB port as well. You can play music off a USB port or record onto it. So, you know, again, we come back to who do you think this might be great for? Yourself, first of all, because you might have all those memories that you want to relive. But if you're thinking about a great gift for your parents or your grandparents, the grandkids can come over and love to use this. Again, very simple and easy to use. We've got that cassette, and maybe you could push that in over there. I'll just push this button right over here.
Okay.
And that's all you have to do is stick that in there. Okay, now,
Was this your like 1990s
There we go
or
now,
80s
come
jam
on.
when you were? I remember the days with the boom box.
Yes.
Sitting there listening to the Friday night radio station because they play all the dance music.
Yep.
And I would sit there and press record on my favorite songs, and I would make my own mixtape. And then apparently I was kind of good at it. Scott Pulaski, you did the same thing. My friends would start requesting copies of what I would make, but it was very tedious.
And you know, if you ever met a boy who liked you and he made you a mixtape, that was like the thing to give someone.
That was like a promise ring, right?
I mean, no, but I mean, those are special times that we remember, and you think, oh, he likes me, he made me a mixtape. Now we make mixed CDs.
Yeah, how about it? Well, let me remind you, this is fabulous because the offer, you know, we did this back in July. 30,000 were sold, but our offer this time is better because back then you only got 5 easy payments. This time around, you order with your credit card, you break up the price of $186 into 6 installments of $31.16. Our shipping and handling is reduced too. That's less than $10 when it used to be around the $17 mark. And we have the brand new color. This mahogany that you're looking at, by far our most popular. It is beautiful, it is rich. Think about it, it matches so many pieces you own because this is furniture to add to your home decor. Here are your other color choices too. The black, again, that one's definitely more your electronic, very contemporary feel. Love that. Even for the modern home, this retro design works. Then we have the espresso, very rich.
That's the one I have. It looks wonderful in my bar. I love it.
Ooh, I like that.
I have like a bar game room. That's where I have that. It looks wonderful.
You probably have a lot of company over and throw some
I
parties,
do.
right? The hostess with the mostest, Janice, now that she has the Aviator. Here is that blonde oak. And then our brand new color, the antique white, which is so crisp. If you have a lot of white cabinetry, built-in bookshelves on the wall, and they're painted white, that would look absolutely fabulous. So I want to go to the phones because Cheryl is calling in from Kentucky. Hi, Cheryl. It's Stacy. Say hello to Janice Marie.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Cheryl.
We are doing great, Cheryl. What do you think of the Aviator? Do you own one?
No, I don't. My father-in-law, he's 82 years old, and he sits in his truck and listens to George Jones cassettes or CDs. And I thought, you know, it's time to come in the house and listen inside.
Oh, bring him indoors. And I'll tell you what, he'll probably have such a nicer experience with the sound alone that's built into this to hear the George Jones the way he really should. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, I don't know how long my mother-in-law will let him crank this up, but we're gonna take a chance.
Oh, well, then you have to figure out who her favorite artist is, and then make sure she has something to play on this as well.
That's true.
Oh, beautiful. What color
Hard
did you
to
pick
find
up?
a gift for someone that age, and I saw this, woke up in the middle of the night, and I saw this, and I think, you know, this would be perfect.
Oh, what color did you pick up?
The mahogany.
The mahogany, yeah, beautiful though. Can you picture the room that they could put this in?
Oh, probably whatever room she lets him put it in.
Do you know what? I think she's